Well, hello, and welcome back to another monotype hardcore Nuzlocke attempt. The last video did pretty well, everyone seemed to really enjoy it, and you guys in the Discord said, why don't I give another one a go, using only grass types in a hardcore Nuzlocke of Pokemon HeartGold. So, that's exactly what I have done, and once again I actually found this extraordinarily difficult. I'll explain a bit more as we go along, but first things first, let's just touch on the rules a little bit. So if you don't know, basically here's what we're going to be playing with. I can only catch the first grass encounter on each route. If a Pokemon that I have faints, it is dead, I can't use it anymore. That I cannot overlevel the next gym leader's best Pokemon, I can't use items in battle, and the species clause is active, which means I only get one of each of this line of Pokemon that you can see on the screen. That is all, no more, no less, that is everything. So, make sure you like and subscribe and all that good stuff because it really helps me out. And let's crack on with the challenge. So, back to where it all began. For those of you who were here a year ago when I first started this channel, or however long ago it was, I can't really remember. Back to HeartGold. Anyway, we go pick up Chikorita and we name him Mulder. He's obviously the grass starter, so he's the only one that we can pick, and we just sweep through the first routes. Nothing particularly exciting happens here. We eventually go and find Mr. Pokemon and talk to Professor Oak and do all of that rubbish stuff they have to do before you can start the proper challenge. We end up getting a call from Professor Elm. He says some blah blah, some kids come and stolen something, la la la, can we help? And we actually find the kid in a shock to everyone, and we defeat him. We name him Smokey, yeah. Then we head on back to Professor Elm's lab. We speak with the policeman who wrongly accuses us of being an thief, which of course we are not. But in the end, he lets us go, and we head on to take on the first trainers. We defeat the world's strongest Rattata. Turns out it's not very strong. And then we head up to get our first encounter. This Bellsprout. Fantastic! What a fantastic Pokemon. If you guys all remember Tim, the best Bellsprout ever. Anyway, I like Tim. We name Bellsprout Scully, and we carry on to the next route just past Violet City, where we catch a Hoppip, name him Skinner, and that's as many encounters as we're going to get before the first gym. We enter the Sprout Tower, where there are many people doing many trainings, and we take them all down one by one as we go along and through the tower until eventually we come face to face with the baldest, baddest sage of them all. The guy with two Bellsprouts and a Hoot Hoot. He's yeah, I mean, to be honest, he's not as special. And you think I would have edited this out, but I forgot. And it's going to take a lot of work to do that now. Anyway, we fight this sage and ooh, do you think I left the whole battle in? Gosh, that would be annoying if I did, wouldn't it? You think even now I could go back and just edit this bit out, but I'm not gonna. Anyway, with that boring stuff behind us, we eventually take on the big bad bald elder, and we take him down literally no issues whatsoever. Mulder is just, well, you know, he's a fox. He's able to just take them all down, and it's no real bother for anybody at all. We defeat Elder Lee, we get the TM for Flash, and we escape rope out of there, and we head to the Pokemon Center, heal up, and time to take on the fighting gym. I lost to this gym a couple of times until I worked out how to do it. It's not easy. There's a lot of periods during this run that aren't easy. This is one of them. Faulkner leads off with Pidgey. We lead off with Mulder, as you can see, and I explained last time. Also, point to note, I explained what edging is last time, and I was told by you Americans that apparently edging is something really different to what I thought it was. And I'm talking about Nuzlocke edging, so get your minds out of the gutter, you filthy animals. And we're going to describe, well, we're not going to describe, we're going to see some edging here. This is edging. We get everybody involved in the battle, then we knock out the Pokemon, so everyone levels up, and everyone gets the moves they need to get, and everyone gets the heightened stats they need to get, and no one says anything rude. That's the important thing. This is a PG-13 channel. Thank you very, very much. Anywho, we paralyse the Pidgeotto, and then from that point it's just a matter of time, a matter of keeping ourselves alive and avoiding crits and hoping for paralysis. This was one of the attempts that, to be honest, it was one of the more difficult ones against Faulkner. The Pidgeotto just would not get paralysed for ages. It was really, 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 really annoying. Like in some of the previous attempts, we were literally able to just kind of like scoot through this battle because Pidgeotto gets paralyzed a couple of times early on and it's really, really easy. But this was not one of those attempts, so, you know, what can I do? Anyway, it doesn't really matter too much. We keep on healing and we keep on tail whipping and we keep on healing, we keep on tail whipping until eventually we're at synthesis and we have to switch to Molder. Molder takes a little bit of damage, but he's able to synthesis off a lot of that damage and just making sure that we stay up around full health. The Pidgeotto gets another gust in, we get a synthesis in, and once again we're just playing that game where we wait until it gets paralysed and then we have to hit it as hard as we can with attacking moves. So we synthesis one more time, and then we go for a tackle. The tackle does a decent amount of damage. We live on 1 HP, which is actually the maximum it could do without a crit, so we were kind of always pretty safe. And at this stage, I'm pretty sure we knock it out with a tackle, but I wasn't 100%, so I just made sure we had enough HP anyway. But we knock it out, we beat Faulkner, and we can be along on our way with 1 badge in the bank. We head on down this nice little water route and into this cave, and then out of this cave, and then we're on Route 33, and then we're not on Route 33, we're in a forest. And we're in a forest, and in the forest we find another grass Pokemon. It's a Paris. It paralyzes us, but we catch it and name it Frohickey. And then we head on down a well. We go down this very nice looking well, and we beat some not very nice people. And then, yeah, that's that. Then I also forgot to record my rival battle, which is really, really annoying. FYI, if you're ever doing this challenge, make sure you do the rival battle before Bugsy, because otherwise you end up over-leveling for the stupid Whitney battle. But there we go. Right, this is by far the hardest part of the early game. I lost to Bugsy probably, I don't know, like 15 times? I have no idea. I restarted this stupid run so many times against Bugsy. But anyway, we put Scyther to sleep because this is the best way to go about it. If you have bad-natured Pokemon like I did in this run, this is the best way to go about it. Put it to sleep, start scratching. We get a nice crit. Really, really helpful. But my Paris is minus defense nature, which means it's going to always go down to a U-turn. So, yeah, there's that. Skinner comes in, he takes the U-turn and manages to stay alive, and Bugsy switches into Kakuna. We go into the Bellsprout so we can't get poisoned. If one of our Pokemon gets poisoned, we automatically lose. Like, this is the sort of margins I'm talking about in this battle, right? Like, you literally, if you get poisoned, you lose. If you get crit, you lose. If Bugsy doesn't focus energy turn 1, you lose. You need, like, good defensive natured Pokemon. But, yeah, anyway, that's by the by. We keep on attacking with Scully. He keeps on attacking with his Poison Sting. Eventually, we make him use his Super Potion on Kakuna, which is crucial. We miss a Wrap, which sucks. The latter implications of that will be shown. But yeah, you need to make sure that Bugsy does not use his Super Potion on the stupid Scyther. Otherwise, again, guess what? You lose. So we keep on wrapping, keep on wrapping, keep on wrapping. And eventually, Skinner levels up, Scully levels up. And Bugsy goes back into Scyther again. Now, at this stage, I could switch, but if I switch, I lose. So I have to let Bugsy go down. I then send in Frohickey again because he's really likely to go for another Focus Energy, which means that we can go for another Spore. He does go for Focus Energy, so we go for another Spore, which means once again we can start just getting some damage down on this thing. And then I decide it's time to switch. We got kind of lucky with the sleeps on the last turn. We did not get lucky this time, and we get whacked with a U-turn. And he goes into the Metapod. So this is pretty much set up the only way it can be for us to be successful. We now have to basically synthesize and tackle. And growl and tackle and growl and tackle and growl and tackle. So what I need to do is get this Metapod low enough that I can switch in other Pokemon on it. Namely the Hoppip. So that I can kill this with Hoppip. So Hoppip is out first against the Scyther. That is all I can do. That's literally all I can do. Or I can't remember if I need Hoppip to be out first, but I need Hoppip to be able to be in to get so I can get it up like to some decent semblance of health, so that when I'm up against Scyther, I don't get one shot basically. So we go for some tackles now to try and just wear down this Metapod. And yeah, it's not the most exciting, but I wanted to leave this in for you guys so that you understand like just how kind of frustrating some of this stuff can be if you've never done it. It's just like, it's so annoying. Anyway, we switch Skinner out to Frohickey. Frohickey takes one tackle, and then we go back into Skinner again. I just wanted to, again, like just edge the Paris so that when it's back in against the Scyther, it can do a little bit more damage. It might be irrelevant, I'm not really sure, but it's just in case it means we do it. Like, if it's a 1 HP difference at some point, you want to make sure that that 1 HP lands on your side. You want to give yourself the best chance at all possible. So, there we go. Scyther goes for Focus Energy. We Sleep Powder, and now we are in with a chance. This is the only chance we're in with, but it is a chance. Basically, we need to do enough damage to this Scyther now before it kills all of our Pokemon. So I switch into Frohickey. Scyther stays asleep. With Frohickey and his new +1 attack, we're able to get a scratch off, but that is unfortunately it, and Frohickey goes down. So we're 2 mons down already. Now I go into Molder. Molder is it's just a little bit tankier, so he is able to take a U-turn. If we crit there, we lose. We Sapper Reflect. I switch into Skinner. Guess what? If we get crit, we lose, but we don't get crit. He goes for 2 U-turns. We don't get crit either time. We put it to sleep. We go for a tackle, and we go for another tackle, and we go for another tackle, and we go for another tackle, and we're done. And that was one of the very few times I was able to get past Bugsy. Whew, there we go. Skinner evolves. Skinner becomes Skiploom. Skiploom, I don't know. That should be a joke there, but I'm not very good at jokes. So anyway, yeah, we're down to 2 Pokemon, but we're past Bugsy, which is awesome. It took me probably 30 attempts altogether to get past like Faulkner and then Bugsy. It was pretty tough. Anyway, we learn Headbutt. Skiploom headbutts a tree, and some eggs fall out. We put the eggs into a ball, and then we call the eggs a name. That's Pokemon. And here's Margaret, the Execute. Anyway, we head up to the next little section here. We go into the national park and we catch ourselves a Sunkern. And now I am not going to lie to you. This challenge took a long time, so I used rare candies and I used evolution stones because it was taking me too long to train up the Pokemon by hand. And if you've got a problem with that, then I don't care. Anyway, we evolved the Sunkern into a Sunflora, and time to take on Whitney, the gym leader, which for some reason everyone is always worried about, but actually was, should really have been one of the easy ones. I've done Whitney a few times on this. I don't think I ever lost to Whitney in this run, mostly because you can kind of set up. This was one of the more difficult Whitney battles that I think we came across in the whole thing, but we were able to pull it together, so it's not too bad. We Leech Seed the Clefairy, and then we put it to sleep after we switch into Skinner. Skinner gets some lovely life back. And then we just, we're able to kind of choose what we want to do. We fire off some headbutts, which is pretty nice. Leech Seed keeps on draining its health, and now the likelihood is she's going to potion. So I go into Sunflora. The Clefairy actually wakes up, and it turns out she didn't go for the potion, but she does go for one now. So we go for a growth, and the Leech Seed keeps giving us some health back. We get Encored here, but I'm pretty much okay with that because I'm going to just keep growthing for as long as possible until we are able to attack, basically, because Clefairy just doesn't do any damage to us unless it metronomes and gets Fire Blast, which I think did happen once on a different run. Other than that, you're always going to be pretty good. The main danger is the Encore wearing off at just about the wrong time, which that can happen, and that kind of sucks. But it doesn't always happen. So Clefairy goes to Metronome, goes for a takedown, and we sap its health with Leech Seed, and then it is gone. And it's just the Miltank to go. So with Miltank out on the field, I'm pretty sure we can get away with going for one more growth while the Encore's still on. It stomps, flinches us at about the right time, and then Mega Drain does loads of damage to it. She uses the Super Potion, but unfortunately it's not going to be enough to save her because now we're up to full health. She goes for the Attract, and again, not going to be enough to save her. And that's our third batch. So thanks very much, Whitney, and see you goodbye. Thanks for trying your best. She has a bit of a cry, wah, 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 and then we go and throw water at a tree. The tree is angry, the tree attacks us, but hey, for once, in one of these static battles, we've got the advantage because we're the grass types, so screw you, tree! Haha! Anyway, then we go to a burned out building. No one's bothered about the fact that a kid is in a burned out tower, but whatever. And then the smoking man appears. He puts a curse on us and dies, and then we kill his Zubat with a flower, and then well, the Quilava's weird because it just constantly uses Smokescreen for some reason, so this battle was really easy. In fact, all of the rival battles are really easy because for some reason the Quilava always uses Smokescreen. Anyway, then we're here, and there are some ghosts. So we decide we should fight the ghosts because, well, we need a 4th gym badge because we need Surf. So Morty, the weird, like, headbanded dude, comes out here. He sends out his Ghastly, and we send out our flower-headed green monster. I go for a Bullet Seed here because I want to just get a bit of chip damage onto the Ghastly because I'm pretty sure it's going to go for a Curse or a Mean Look. Either way, what I want to be able to do is kind of put it into a position where it's under half health so that once it curses I can switch out. I don't want to just be stuck in on this thing without any way of doing good damage to it. So I keep doing Bullet Seed. The Ghastly keeps on being asleep. We keep going for Bullet Seed just to try and wear it down. Because like I said, the last thing I want is to either get cursed and not be able to switch out. But in the end, what really falls for us is that he uses his Hyper Potion on this Ghastly, which is so nice. Because obviously if he uses it on the Gengar or one of the even better like Haunters, it kind of sucks for us. So we're actually still able to keep whittling this thing away. It's still asleep. We keep hitting Bullet Seeds, and we just keep chipping at it. And it goes for a lick and not a curse, which is awesome. Because we have now the chance to put it back to sleep and then actually try and take it out. Eventually, we seed it enough that it goes to dead, and that's a really good start. Next up, Gengar comes in. It goes for a Sucker Punch, but it fails, and then we miss a Sleep Powder. It goes for another Sucker Punch, it fails again, and then we hit the Sleep Powder. And we switch into Byers, the Sunflora. Now, Byers, the Sunflora, goes for a Leech Seed, which is very handy because it gives us HP back. And then Byers, the Sunflora, goes for another Leech Seed, which is not as handy because I am an idiot. Anyway, idiocy over. I decide here to go for a Mega Drain. We get some health back with a Berry, and the Mega Drain means that we're in a nice enough health position after Leech Seed recovery that we can start going for for growths, which is ultimately what we really need to do here. So we go for a growth, he goes for a Sucker Punch, and we heal up even more. We go for a Mega Drain here, but he puts us to sleep. So we're asleep for a little while, but we're still getting Leech Seed recovery, which means this thing is still dying. Now, again, more Leech Seed recovery, and it keeps occasionally going for Sucker Punch. Unfortunately, this time it goes for Shadow Ball, which does a bit too much damage for my liking, but we wake up, and Mega Drain plus Leech Seed is enough to take it out. So we're on to the last 2 Haunters now, which is absolutely fantastic, and we have got a growth boost. So it goes for a Curse, which is pretty bad news, but it's not the absolute end of the world because we are still in a position where we can kind of deal with it. The Haunter goes for Hypnosis, so we fall asleep, which is unfortunate. The Curse does a bit too much damage, and now it's time for us to switch out. Which is fine, everyone's done their job so far, which is really nice. We go into Skinner. The Dream Eater doesn't obviously do anything because we are not asleep. We put this thing to sleep. In hindsight, I probably could have Bullet Seeded it rather than risk the accuracy problems here on the Sleep Powder, but hey ho. The Haunter is down, and he's down to his last Pokemon. He sends out his last Haunter. We go for a Sleep Powder. The Haunter takes a little nappy, and I just take a second to kind of work out what's the most optimal switch, if there is one, or whether I just want to be kind of trying to do as much damage to this thing as possible. Like, can I get into Margaret? So that's what I go for in the end. I go into Margaret to try and get a Leech Seed off in there without taking damage. Without taking too much damage anyway. Obviously, I am weak to Ghost and to Dark moves, so I switch back out again before I get Mean Looked in. And at this point, we're kind of done. The Leech Seed plus the damage I'm actually doing myself is always going to be enough to beat this Haunter. So even though he uses the Hyper Potion, we're able to just Leech Seed, Recovery, Magical Leaf, Synthesis, our way to victory here. And we have 4 badges, thank goodness for that. And then we go to a lighthouse, talk to a lady, she gives us some medicine, then we leave the lighthouse, then we go on a crab, because grass Pokemon can't surf, and then we're on an island. And then when we're on the island, we get some medicine, and we evolve our eggs into a tree. So Margaret's now a tree, and this is the most boring gym battle of all of them. The tree just kills... Well, it just kills everything. And, yep, pretty boring. So, 5 gym badges. Woohoo! Thanks, Chuck. And then we go back to the lighthouse. We give some medicine to the lady. The lady gives it to the yellow thing. And then we catch a Gloom, which is our 5th Pokemon. We catch Gloom, and we name her Reyes. And Reyes evolves into a Vileplume very early on. From my legitimately gained Leaf Stones. Yep. Anyway, Lance murders someone. We go and find a bird and we chase the bird. And then we're done. And we beat Team Rocket and we go into the next gym. And in this gym, we evolve. Mulder evolves into Meganium. And I'll be honest with you, I was terrified the first time I lined up this ice gym. Ice into grass just looks bad, right? No way ever in a million years we're going to do this. But, well, it's actually the easiest gym in the world. Put Seal to sleep, boost up with growths, and then win. See? Boost up with growths, win. And last Pokemon, Piloswine here. Big scary Piloswine Blizzards. Guess what? Bulk up with growths, put a berry on, and you guessed it, win. Easy peasy. 6 badges done. If you're wondering why we do the ice gym first, it's because the level caps are that way round, which is really weird considering they're in different cities and like the openness of Johto is kind of stupid. But yeah, like I'll be honest with you, once you get past this the early game, this mid game is just not particularly challenging at all. Even with like very basic grass types, it's just not that challenging. Like it's really kind of simple. So, yeah, we take out this Magnemite by a combination of Leech Seed, Sleep, and Confusion. And we do the same with the second Magnemite. And then Skinner is able to just walk through the Steelix. We have 7 badges, and we're feeling really good. And now, this is where the hardest part of this challenge is. It took me, I am not kidding, so many attempts. Like, probably 40 attempts. I lost the run on this so many times. That just there. The early bird Houndour, the early bird Houndoom is why I started using rare candies and stuff, because I just kept losing there. I kept losing and kept losing and I kept losing and there was nothing I could do about it because I couldn't use Sleep Powder against the early bird stuff. Anyway, I caught a Tangler, named it Fennec, and evolved it into a Tangrowth by once it learns Ancient Power. I pushed a lady, and then I went to a gym. And in the gym, the lady had dragons. And once again, I got to admit, I was thinking, oh man, we just finally got past this stupid fire dog man, and now we're going to lose to the dragon gym. And I'll be honest, not a challenge. Never lost to this gym either. Really, really, really not a challenge. Put Gyarados to sleep. Go for a Leech Seed. Gyarados just doesn't do that much, to be honest with you. Leech Seed here from buyers. And then attempt a setup, basically. It's a strategy you may just about have come to terms with by now, but it's essentially all there is. It's all there is to it. You set up a few growths once Gyarados is asleep, because it just doesn't do any damage. Like, it really, really doesn't do any damage at all. It goes for a few Dragon Rages. We go for a Mega Drain, get some nice health back. Gyarados goes down. Next up is the Dragonair. It goes for a Thunder Wave. We go for a Mega Drain, get some nice health back once again. It goes for a Fire Blast. We have an Ochre Berry. Thanks, Mum, for buying us loads of berries and leaving them at the Pokemart. I decided at this point to actually risk buyers because the Fire Blast is really inaccurate. And I get away with it, which is pretty nice. Kingdra comes in. We're still at fairly decent health. We can take any attacks from this Kingdra right now. The Dragon Pulse comes in. We Mega Drain, does loads. We once again in range that we can take a Dragon Pulse, and we go for a Mega Drain. Unfortunately, there's not too much playing around the crits in these challenges because switching can be very, very dangerous on these monotype runs. But there we go. Dragonair, Dragon Pulses into Fennec. But at this point, we've got enough in the tank that we could just basically continue to switch around and like chip damage, switch, chip damage, switch. But we didn't really need to. Fennec did a decent amount, so that so Dragonair was well under half. Dragon Pulse comes into Mulder, and we're just able to set up a light screen, so we really reduce the damage we're taking and just heal ourselves up. Wait for the right chance to strike. Goes for a slam. We hit strength. It's nearly down. Once again, like it's just a case of kind of waiting for the right moment, and that's all there is. So we switch into Margaret on Claire's potion use. It goes for a Thunder Wave. We go for a Leech Seed, and now the game is definitely up because there's no way this Dragonair can do enough damage to us whilst we've got Leech Seed up that we can't switch and recover it all off. So Margaret's still in, but we go into Skinner. Dragon Pulse doesn't do too much against Skinner. Leech Seed recovers a little bit more health for us. We put the Dragonair to sleep. We get a little bit more Leech Seed recovery, and then I just start firing off headbutts. Dragonair flinches, Leech Seed recovers. She goes for another full restore because she's a bit of a knob. But we just headbutt our way to victory. So Dragon Pulse comes in. We're paralysed this time, but eventually we do get an attack off. Claire is beaten. She has another strop, because every time you beat a gym leader in this bloody game, someone has a bloody strop. And yeah, anyway. Then we fight some Kimono girls, who are genuinely really hard. But we're able to have enough, basically, to take them out. So Fennec deals with Umbreon, Margaret deals with Espeon, Skinner deals with Flareon, Reyes deals with Jolteon, with a nice critical hit. There's critical hit number 1 for Reyes, by the way. Keep a count. Fennec deals with the Vaporeon, and we're all done. Next up, Fennec deals with the stupid Ho-Oh because we have Ancient Power, and then I skipped Victory Road because it was boring. And we're here, Indigo Plateau, Elite Four. Now it is the time to really see how we are going to get on. I got here a few times in this challenge. It's tough. I'll be honest with you, it's pretty tough. But let's see how we go, shall we? Will leads off with his Xatu. We lead off with Skinner. Thank God this thing doesn't have magic bounce, so we put it to sleep. Then we take a minute to think about what we're going to do, and in the end I decide it's the right time to switch into Fennec. Xatu is still asleep. We go for a growth. And the Xatu keeps going for me first for some reason, so we're actually able to get to +6, which is really, really nice. And I wish I'd have known that the first time I attempted the Elite Four. So it goes for me first. He uses Ancient Power, but that's fine. It's allowed to use Ancient Power. We actually get a boost, so we're +6 special attack and +1 everything else, which is really, really nice. Jinx is still faster than us though, but a Mega Drain is enough to deal with the Jinx, and we're nearly back up at full health. Next up is a Xatu. It goes for a Psychic. We take it, and we get an Ancient Power off, and now we're 3-0 up. Exeggutor comes in. I have a good think about this, whether to go for an Ancient Power or whether to go for a Mega Drain, because Mega Drain is going to be not very effective, but it just means we get a bit more health back, which we do. So, nice little bit of health here, and the Exeggutor is down, and we're almost at full. Next up is Slowbro. A Mega Drain obviously deals with the Slowbro, and now we are back up at full health, which is really, really, really nice, and we're done. There we go, easy peasy, we beat Will. Whew. Okay, on to Koga. Koga is probably, usually anyway, the easiest member of the Elite Four. And to be honest, not too much change here apart from the accuracy stuff. So Margaret's Confusion takes out the Ariados. Then he brings in his Venomoth. We get Toxic, but our Confusion does a hell of a lot of damage. Koga wastes a full restore on the Venomoth. He withdraws, goes into Forretress. We're still just about okay with the Toxic damage, but the Forretress is protecting, which is kind of annoying. But we do survive, and we are able to just about get enough health on Margaret to get a Leech Seed off. Anyway, going to Skinner. Put Forretress to sleep. Toxic spikes are up, which is why we went into Skinner, to make sure we don't tread on those. And then we go into Reyes, and Reyes is a good Pokemon and eats up those Toxic spikes for us, so we're nice and safe. Next I go into Fennec. More Toxic spikes, which is pretty annoying, but Forretress really can't hurt us at all. So I start setting up growths again. There's a bit of a theme here, huh, you see? Anyway, we few growths and we're in pretty good shape. Just enough shape, just enough good shape to be able to kind of deal with a lot of these Pokemon. So we get an Ancient Power off, kill the Venomoth. Muck comes in, we get an Ancient Power off into the Muck. It heals up a bit, it nails us with a Gunk Shot. We just about survive, and we're in a bit of bother now because we really, really, really can't afford to lose Fennec at this stage. So I go into Reyes. Reyes manages to dodge a Gunk Shot from the Muck. It goes for a Minimize, but we hit a Sleep Powder, thank God. And now I'm sitting here like sugar honey iced tea, I don't know what to do. So I go for a Sludge Bomb, we nail it, crit number 2 for Reyes. Well done Reyes, you crit machine. Next up is the Crobat, and now I really, really, really don't know what to do because this is not how the battle was supposed to go. We miss a Sleep Powder, it double teams twice, we hit a Sleep Powder. And now I triple 1,000 times don't know what to do. So I go into Fennec, and I go for an Ancient Power. We hit an Ancient Power. And the Crobat recovers some health, and we hit another Ancient Power, and it takes out the Crobat, and we're done. Whew, 2 down, 3 to go. Next up is Bruno. Bruno, normally fairly easy, and again, to be honest, no real change here. Sleep Powder into Hitmontop, switch into Buyers this time round, and we go for, you guessed it, Leech Seed, and then guess what next? That's right, it's a growth. And Hitmontop is one of those really annoying Pokemon that likes to keep going for counters. So we just keep setting up growths, it goes for counters, occasionally it goes for like a quick attack or something, but most of the time it's going for counters. So we're able to just keep on setting up our growths, which is really, 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 really nice. To just like have that as a total kind of freebie. So we get to +6, and now I know he's going to full restore, so I go for go for an Ingrain, and then I just start firing off Mega Drains at this stage. It digs, but it's just never going to be enough damage, and Hitmontop goes down. Next up, it goes into the Hitmonlee, goes for the Blaze Kick, but we go for a Mega Drain, and that is almost enough to deal with the Hitmonlee, but just not quite. So it goes for a Swagger, but actually we're able to get off a Mega Drain. If it had gone for a Blaze Kick there, we'd have been in real bother. Now, Hitmonchan comes in, goes for a Fire Punch, does quite a lot of damage, but we're able to just about avoid the KO. Here is the issue. We go down to another Fire Punch, I think, and I've used Ingrain, which means I can't switch. So, yeah, you know, you kind of, yeah. I didn't really think of that when I started using the Ingrain. He goes for Ice Punch, and we actually do survive. We do survive, which is fantastic, but we are still locked in, and Byers goes down. Thank you, Byers. You have been a hard carry through the early game. You've been fantastic, and oh man, I appreciate you so much. Thanks, Byers. So, there we go. We're one man down in the Pokemon League, and we're up against a Machamp, but we've got a Margaret. Margaret goes for a Sleep Powder. Machamp takes a little nap, and then we go for a Confusion. Machamp's Berry heals it up a little bit. We go for another Confusion. Man, I wish I had Psychic on this stupid thing. And then we go for another Confusion, and Machamp is down, and that leaves Onix. Onix, famously really good special defense, and dies to a Leaf Storm. Bruno is done. Now, Karen. Karen, the evil Karen, who once killed our lovely Fang. And this battle was kind of tough. I lost on this once before. Basically, she leads off with Umbreon, and it's just like a hacks off now. How often can I manage to get an attack off through Confusion? This was a pretty unlucky one, actually, I think. We don't get too many attacks off, and it just double teams and confuses, and double teams and confuses, and well, we have to just sit through it, basically. That's the game. It is sit through it and hope we survive. That is all there is to it. There's not anything else we can do. We managed to land one Mega Drain, which takes Umbreon just below half. I don't want to do more than that because I don't want to risk this thing healing up. I don't want to use the potion on this because there's a good chance that once there's that many double teams and confusions, we just can't get through it. So, Umbreon is down. Now things just get slightly easier. Ancient Power kills the Murkrow, which is awesome. Then Houndoom comes in. We go for an Ancient Power. It flamethrowers us. We have the Ochre Berry, so we survive. Ancient Power nails the Houndoom. Whew, we're up to level 49. Next up is Vileplume. Now, at this stage, I just accept that it might kill me, but it doesn't kill me. It doesn't kill Fennec, and I'm able to switch. I just thought we were going to get nailed with a Sludge Bomb or something like that, and I really couldn't afford it. In the end, this was like the best decision I ever made, it turns out, because without Fennec, we're never ever going to beat Lance. So Skinner Sleep Powders the Gengar after the Vileplume is down, and I switch into Margaret. Margaret goes for a Confusion. Gengar continues to sleep. It's nearly down. It's so nearly down, and I take this opportunity to have a good think. Do I want to go for another Confusion? I do, and I kill the Gengar, which means we have made it to the champion. Friggin' finally made it to the champion. Here we go, us versus Lance. Can we win the Pokemon HeartGold Nuzlocke and become the most powerful trainer in all of the land? I mean, literally just wait a couple of minutes and I guess you'll probably find out. So, Lance comes in, sends in Gyarados. We lead off with Margaret. This was the second or third time I made it to Lance, and I hadn't come up with a really good plan yet. So, put Gyarados to sleep, but it wakes up straight away. We Leech Seed, and then I go for another Sleep Powder and put it to sleep. Now, Gyarados has only got like physical moves, so we're actually okay. We're able to tank like quite a lot of its attacks with Exeggutor, and we managed to confuse it and then and bring it right down to low health. So I'm pretty sure Lance is going to use a full restore, and he does. So I go for another Sleep Powder. Now it's back to sleep again, and the Leech Seed recovery is still coming, meaning we're nearly back up to full health, which is awesome. We get another Confusion off. Gyarados wakes up and flails us, but ultimately it's to no flail, and we are put it back to sleep, and then we're able to be in a nice position here where we can get a kind of free switch in because it's going to go down to Leech Seed. So I go into Reyes, and he goes into Charizard. Now Charizard is the big bad here. Charizard is impossible to get past, pretty much. Reyes puts it to sleep, which is really nice. We go for a Sludge Bomb. Shockingly, Reyes crits again. And so we just nailed the Charizard like in one go. I honestly, that was just the best luck in the world. So Reyes then takes one for the team, goes down to a Blizzard. Thank you for your service, Reyes. You're a critical part of this team. We go for a sleep powder, but we miss, and then Dragonite misses a blizzard. Then Dragonite goes to sleep, so I go back into Margaret again. I use Margaret to set up a Leech Seed because it's just the best way to get chip damage onto all these Pokemon. And then Dragonite wakes up, hits us with a blizzard, and unfortunately Margaret goes down. Thank you also for your service. Skinner comes back in. Skinner sleep powders some more, gets some Leech Seed recovery. Now is our chance to make the winning play. Dragonite wakes up, but Blizzard misses us. It's now used 4 Blizzards, and it's missed them. And we get an Ancient Power Boost. We get an Ancient Power Boost, and that is literally the most important thing in the world. Dragonite goes for Hyper Beam on our growth. I knew it couldn't do any damage to us. I knew it was going to have to Leech Seed, so I figured I'd go for the growth here. We've got the 1 Ancient Power Boost, so I decided to go for a Mega Drain. We hang on because we've got massive physical defense, and this Aerodactyl just can't touch us anymore. Mega Drain keeps on chipping away at the Aerodactyl, and now it's down to the last couple of Dragonites. Dragonite misses its attack. We Ancient Power, and we get another friggin' boost. Dragonite is down. One final Dragonite, and it is not enough for Lance. We win. We take the championship crown from Lance with just stupid old grass type Pokemon. So there we go. That was genuinely really difficult, and it made me sweat almost the whole time. Almost as much as this ridiculous English weather is making me sweat right now. Like, this country is not built for 30-degree weather. So there we go. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Reyes. Thank you, Skinner. Thank you, Mulder. Thank you, Byers. And thank you, Fennec. And I'm sorry to Frohickey and Scully who didn't make it. But there we go. Let me know what you want me to do next. We've got a special challenge coming up for you guys in the Discord, which I think will be really fun. But if you want to see me run one of these monotype things again, let me know. I've been really enjoying it. So yeah, there we go. All right, guys. I will catch you later. Bye.